Welcome to Mouse Clicks TV. My name's Tim Myers, and I'm here with Don Corbett and Marcus.
Yep.
And Don's going to talk a little bit about phones.
Well, I think we're all going to talk about
We're
phones
all going
this
to talk
time.
about the phones?
Yeah,
All right.
because we've all got different phones.
We do.
Mine is the HTC Eris with the Droid operating system on it, which right now they've got the 2.2 operating system out, and I can only get 2.1 on this one. Now, I've only had this for a couple of months, and we've done several segments on all the cool things that I really love about this, and not the least being the fact that it's a pretty fair 5-megapixel phone, and it's also a really good 8 gig USB stick. And I really like that. But I get this thing in the mail from my carrier, and they said, upgrade your phone, and free. And
Free's always good.
I'm all about free. So I'm looking through this thing, and all they want me to do is to continue my contract. And you know, I was talking to Tree here earlier, and I said, you know, I've not really had a problem with my carriers with contracts in the past. So since I've only been in it for 3 months anyway, so that would give me a 2-year, 3-month obligation for having the latest and the greatest. That's not bad. Because I'm going to go from a 500 megahertz CPU to a gigahertz, and
Wow.
of course, in the mobile environment, you know, 1 gigahertz a lot.
lot, it is.
Yeah, yeah, and it goes to a 16 gig SIM. So I also love the fact that with these rubberized handles, I've literally dropped this off of my car twice now.
You know what?
And,
I have dropped mine. I need those because look, it's all
Oh yeah,
scarred
yeah.
up. And this phone's only a couple months old, and I've already dropped it and bounced it off walls. And
I always want to go with the rubberized type because I know how clumsy I am.
yeah,
And you know, when you think about the batteries and all the electronics, it's in such a small space. It's a wonder if they work at all anyway. It's a real testimony to the technology.
you drop yours there a lot.
Well, I'm pretty good with dropping them, but I like to stick them straight in my pocket.
Now you got two there. What's the
Well,
deal?
yeah. So that's the thing. I've got this Palm 755.
Okay.
It's a little newer to me, but it's not the latest or the greatest.
Palm OS.
Yeah, it's the old school Palm OS with
Cool.
the big
The big Palm.
icons
Yeah,
and all that stuff. That's what I'm used to.
Yep.
It's what
I
I
hear
like.
that Hewlett Packard bought Palm. This is the Palm
A while
OS.
ago.
They
yeah.
did, well, they bought the new
Technology.
Palm
Yeah.
with WebOS and all that stuff.
Okay.
This is not WebOS.
Nope.
This is very, very old school. This is the same Palm operating system that people used to run on their old school
The big.
Like my Palm
PDAs.
3C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have Palm handspring, and that's what got me into Palm OS, and one of the reasons why I like this. And it's very close to the iPhone OS in my
Yeah. I
view
can see
of how
that.
things operate.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had the Palm, and I totally agree with that. Now, and yours is completely different too.
Yep, I have a BlackBerry. It uses the BlackBerry OS. This
RIM.
this isn't the newest either. It's like a generation behind the newest. But
Okay.
it's pretty cool. They look neat, and I like it.
Now, there's one OS that I'm not seeing here.
Well, because I have the Palm, I carry around my iPod Touch, which gives me all the functions of the iPhone except without the
phone.
contract
Okay.
and
Cool.
AT&T. So
Well, how about your Sprint? No contract there?
I am out of contract on Sprint. That's one of the
Ooh.
reasons why I bought this.
Very cool.
I was able to pay cash for this, so I didn't have to re-up.
Even better. That's almost as good as free.
Yeah, I didn't,
Almost, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't have
yeah.
to re-up my contract at all.
But I'm
So-
still not hearing another OS.
Windows has it. Is that what you're talking
That's-
about? You know what? I had a Windows phone, and even though I'm a Windows guy, I did not like the phone.
Interesting.
The phone itself, the one that I had was an HT Fuse. It was heavy to me. It was
Really?
it was a little
Yeah,
bit.
but that's a hardware issue, not a software
Yeah,
issue.
it was, well.
Which do
like I
you
said,
think? I mean, I'll try to give you the out here. you
Well,
know, but-
I'm a Windows guy, but I think it was one of their newest attempts at touch technology, and I
Yep.
thought it was slow. I
Okay.
really do.
So, you know, my thought is here, what we need to be talking about for the audience is, what do you look for? Because, you know, like I said, I've had this thing for 3 months, and already my carrier's telling me I'm out of date. So, you know, like in the early days with the laptops, there's only so much upgrading you could do. At least now there seems to be some more options with laptops and the diversity within them being modularized. But now I'm seeing this exact same battle with our phones. So, you know, what do you do?
I can tell you first off, your problem is Android.
Okay.
That is your problem.
Why is that my problem?
There are too many devices, there are too many handsets, there's too much fragmentation.
Okay.
They're always going to want to upgrade. They're always going to want to sell you the newest, the latest, and the greatest because everybody's trying to compete with the same exact piece of software with different features on it.
Interesting.
And we're probably going to see that coming soon with the like the iPad. And
yeah, the different
everybody's coming out
tablets.
with new ones. You know, I mean, right now it's just the iPad, but before long it's going to be.
I may surprise you that I'm not going to disagree with that because that's always been the issue with anything Linux-based. Because it's open source, everybody develops at their own pace, but what you do end up with is survival of the fittest. It's a very Darwinistic marketplace that way. So, you know, do I really need from going from the firmware 2.2 on the new one? Is my 2.1 not all that good? And really, when I first had this, of course, being a new user, I was slow. So I didn't notice. But now as I've become used to it, and of course, the more, you know, these are like a gas, the more space you can fill with them, you will. And so I think I could really use the extra speed, especially, you know, I'm noticing I can only go so many screens on my internet now. I'd kind of like the bigger screen. Don't really need the bigger camera. How are you guys with your cameras?
Mine's all right. I don't know really how many pixels it is, but it takes good pictures.
I use a regular camera, so I never use I never even think about pulling out.
So you don't want to use professional cameras with your phone? Is that what you're saying? Go to weddings and take pictures?
There are several very good videos I've seen with the iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you know,
oops,
look at you getting calls.
Can you believe that?
Hello.
That's Verizon telling you that.
Well, let's see. Is this working? Oh no.
No, it doesn't work.
I'm on set. So, oh well, what are we gonna do? But and I'm supposed to have this turned off, but since we're talking about them, of course, I turned them on. So what happened was, again, because of the software here, we're talking, and I was in a utility screen, which gave me a lag time to the telephone, and by the time it rang, the caller had already hung up.
Oh, wow.
So this is one of the problems I've heard with Android. You have too much access to the back end.
So you either need a lot of horsepower on the hardware, or you need to really throttle yourself back.
Sure.
So I think that's going to do it for us.
Well, thanks, Don, Tree.
Oh, thank you guys. Learned
a lot about that. You've been watching MouseClicks TV. We'll be clicking at you.
Hi, I'm Don Corbett, the Linux Guy, and you're watching MouseClicksTV.com. With me is Marcus Carr, Tree.
What up?
What up? And you've got another toy that looks really, really interesting. We've talked about a little bit in the previous segment.
I have my Apple TV here.
That's what it
says.
says.
As you can see, it's got component
out, in, HDMI in,
HDMI.
Power.
Well, all that is out.
Oh, okay.
It's got optical audio.
Wow.
But it's stock. It was stock.
Right.
So remember we made our little flash drive. We're going to go ahead and put it in the USB right there. We're going to hook the component into the green. And
so that has your primary sync on green then, right?
Yes. We're going to go ahead and plug it in. It's going to flash yellow a couple times. I know you guys probably can't see that because of the lights.
Little yellow light.
But then we have
with Tux.
Mr. Tux come up.
Wow.
And he sits on the Apple TV.
How cool.
And what that signifies is the patch stick is working.
Yeah.
So we come up,
And we're booting up to Linux here.
yes, sir.
This is using BusyBox Linux.
Oh, cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's BusyBox version 1.9.1. It's very stable. It's been around for a couple of years. And it does see the Apple device here, running through the media partitions, checking your file system. So you've got a mount root OS running. You also have your secure shell running.
That's a big deal.
Very secure.
Very, very big deal, because anytime we want to do major changes, or sometimes I use it to drag files over from one computer to the other computer.
Cool.
I'll get into my command line and
Yep.
just, you know.
Yep. Now this SDA4, that's the memory stick, because there's no drive in the
There is a
unit,
drive
right?
in here.
Oh, there is a drive.
There
in
is a
there.
hard
Okay.
drive in here. You know everything's right when it tells you that your host name and username, which is always going to be front row.
Okay.
So after that, we'll go ahead and power it down, which is taking the power out, remove the stick.
Mm-hmm.
You guys saw it was in black and white.
Yeah.
That's because the default composite is not enabled.
Right.
So you do a couple of hacks and we'll get it in color, I hope.
I'll be darned.
This is the default, well, the login screen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a couple seconds because we've done some things and it's going to look
Right.
around.
Now I don't know if they can see at home, but you got a couple of spare RCA cables hanging over there. That's just the audio that we're not using.
Yeah,
right?
this is the audio that we're not using. I can plug it in, but no need.
No need. So the normal boot sequence on this is about a minute. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you have color. It is in composite. Keying off a green.
Now, the reason I left it in the small format, the 4x3, is because this is what I use on one of my old TVs at home.
Sure.
And it's an old analog TV. It works just fine. So we have our Apple remote. And now I'm not connected to any network. So a lot of the stuff is not available, the different music,
Sure.
downloading movies, all that stuff. But one of the things I do like that you can install is XMBC and Boxy. I don't know if you're familiar with XMBC or not, but that's a media center that was built for the Xbox, the old Xbox, and you get a lot of functionality out of it.
Very cool.
I'm going to go ahead and get into Boxy. It might not let me get in because we're not on the network.
I see.
But Boxy, you can go to, I think it's boxy.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead and say
Now,
okay.
would this have its own network address, or will it tether off of your laptop?
It'll have its own network address, but
So-
it can access all of the stuff that's on in my iTunes,
Right.
or if I set it up, it can do the things
Oh,
that are
okay.
on my hard disk.
So in accessing the network, could I use a USB wireless network connection, or does it have to be wired?
Well, this does 802.11b and G.
Okay. Oh,
The
built
new
right
one,
in?
the new one does in. Everything in Boxy is kind of cool. I have Smallville already ripped on here, and what it does is it will go out and work with IMDb,
Yes.
and it'll give you all of the
The whole discography, basically.
yes, and then all the pictures and everything like that.
Right? Terrific.
So once you've watched something, it'll mark it as gray. But
Okay.
it also goes out and looks at WB.com, or
Yep.
not, I guess it's the CW now.
CW, right, right.
And it'll give you the option to watch the shows from the CW
I'll be darned.
along with the shows that you have on your
So really,
drive.
for folks who are just joining us on this segment, you need to go back and see the previous segment on how we created the memory stick,
Sure.
because you got to have that memory stick to feed it to begin with, to get the Linux boot protocol out there, and then what you're seeing here now is going to be all yours to play with.
Yeah, and the other cool thing about Boxy is you can have little side
very
programs,
nice.
so you can listen to Pandora. I also like a little Twit TV,
Oh, yeah.
Revision 3, some stuff on Vimeo.
Oh, that's cool.
The only thing that they haven't figured out how to do yet is add Netflix support.
Interesting.
So that is the only area where the new Apple TV kind of kills the old Apple TV.
Because it will do it.
Because it will do it.
And
Yes, sir.
Netflix is the big seller for that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Very, very cool. Well, you know, that's the proprietary, and that's what it's all about. But great, interesting stuff. Makes me want to go out and get one. So thanks for watching. MouseClicksTV.com. I'm Don Corbett, the Linux guy, with Tree.
What up?
And keep looking at us.
Hi, my name's Tim Myers with MouseClicksTV.com. This is a video tutorial. Today I wanted to show everybody our website, which is located at www.mouseclickstv.com. I know just about everyone nowadays has a website, but I wanted to show you ours, show you what we have to offer. So the first thing you're going to see is our logo here. This was designed by our producer's son. I think he did an awesome job. And you'll see some news flash here. This is our news flash. This is this is an area that will either give you a little bit of trivia or some tips possibly. Also, it does have news. For example, this one, this news flash is telling you that Windows 7 is the lightest and the fastest Windows product that's been released in the past decade. You can also search the MouseClicks TV website for things you might be looking for. Let's go ahead and close that. And this is our latest news section. For example, this one right here will tell you that Microsoft has released Internet Explorer 9 Beta. Beta is like a test edition, so you don't really want to install it on a production workstation or server or anything like that. But what's going on here is, I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Magic Jack, which is a internet phone. You just hook up your regular phone to it, and you'll get free local or free long distance within the United States and free local calls, and it's $20 a year. That's $20 a year, not a month. So it does save you significantly. Also, you're going to see our share MouseClicks TV with your friends section, and what this does is it allows you to share us on Facebook and Twitter and Digit and a bunch of other things here, Google bookmarks. And then you're going to see our main menu. Underneath that, you're going to see Home, which is actually, it's the first page of the website. You're going to see the news. Go ahead and click on there. Now you might notice that the website seems to be a little bit slow, but it is on my home network. I do my tutorials here at home, and in fact you might hear my birds squawking in the background. I have 2 parrots. One right now is kind of whistling, beeping at me. And anyway, you'll see news feeds, you'll see the news, and there's a section here which is MouseClicks TV videos, and what these are is it's our previous videos that we've done at the studio. My section is looking at Windows, and you can go and see which videos that I have done as they come in. There's a section for the Linux guys, Don Corbett. He has videos that he does, and Marcus Carr has a section for his videos, and we have a video archive section. You can also go to our articles section, and this will show you the articles that we have written. And I'll go ahead and click on there, and you'll see some of the articles that I've written. For example, here's one that have written, that I wrote just recently about the Google TV. It's here, but you don't want to get rid of your cable or your satellite yet because it is new and they're still working out, some things with it. Not necessarily with the device, but maybe programming. There's one here about creating a secure password. I wrote that, how you can create a secure password, getting Windows 7 and Windows XP in the same network. Speaking of Windows XP, there in the newsflash, I'm sure if you've been coming to our website that Microsoft has ended support for Windows 2000 and Windows XP Service Pack 1. So if you need Windows support, you're going to have to update to at least Windows XP Service Pack 3, but better yet, get Windows 7. Again, here's where you can find the videos. You can read our articles, and down here is our feeds. We get our news feeds from cnetnews.com, and I think they have a lot of good information. You can also, you can click here, and well, I guess you can't click there, but you can go to www.cnet.com and check out their website too if you want to. This thing keeps coming up. I'm going to have to check that out and see why it's performance issues. If you click down here, contact us, this is where you can actually email us and send us questions if you have any questions for MouseClicks TV. If you have any Linux questions, you can email Don Corbett, TheLinuxGuy, at TheLinuxGuy@mouseclicksTV.com. If you have any Macintosh questions, email Marcus at mouseclickstv.com. And for me, Tim, Windows questions, email Tim at mouseclickstv.com. And here that thing comes up again. As the producer wrote, we'd love to answer your questions, so let us get clicking. And we'll answer those as soon as we can. And you never know, we might read one of your questions on the air. So if you have any questions, let us know. We'd like to help you out if we can. What we'd really like for you to do is we'd like for you to register as a user. And for a while there, we were just letting anyone make comments to our website, but we had internet robots coming to our website and creating bogus comments. For example, it would say, "Oh, this is a great website, buy my Gucci purse." So we didn't want that. So go ahead and register. That way you can leave comments. And also, soon we're going to be redoing our website, installing some security updates and whatnot, and we may be adding a section exclusively for our registered users. So it would be a good idea to register. So go ahead and do that. And once you do that, like I said, there may be soon a special area just for our registered users, and you might get some benefits, like maybe some software that may be good for you to use that might help your computing experience. So go ahead and do that, and that can be done down here. Go ahead and create username, log in, and all that good stuff. Just create your account right here. So something else that's interesting is, like I said, you'll see our articles, and some of these are on the front page, and a lot of these are written by me, but you'll notice the little read more, because the full article wouldn't fit on the front page of the website. So if you click the read more, you'll get the entire article. So don't forget to do that. You can print the article, you can email the article, and you can also the PDF thing. So go ahead and do that. That's about our website. So remember to visit it often. We try to create new articles at least once a month. So I hope you enjoy our website. This is Tim Myers for mouseclickstv.com, and this was a video tutorial.